work fragrances, I would give a perfect 10 out of 10. I thought we'd do this topic today because we have our upcoming release, Mr. Elegance, which is Atrium Fragrances office/mature/workplace scent that will be inoffensive and appropriate for the workplace, but exuding a lot of character. And to me, that's what you need from a 10 out of 10 workplace fragrance. It needs to have fantastic ingredients, a fantastic blend, and it needs to be inoffensive and work safe, but also exude character and really stand out in a way, because you can get some boring stuff if you really don't take it seriously. Because, you know, we could all just wear Incentric Molecule 01, for example, Pure Isoe Super, and that'll be an inoffensive workplace safe scent and it lasts a long time. But I think that's not a 10 out of 10, because you need something that really still makes you stand out. The workplace is an extremely important environment. It's going to be the place you're going to be every day, probably the type of fragrance you're going to be wearing the most every single day. So you'll kind of have this as your workplace signature. So hopefully these 8 fragrances will be new choices for you to check out, and you'll agree with me on my 10 out of 10 rating. I really love these fragrances. They're some of my favorites. Let's begin the video. Acqua di Parma's Oud. This is a truly unique oud signature that you can wear pretty much all year round. It smells like that citrus barbershop DNA of the Colonia line from Acqua di Parma, mixed with sort of an aquatic oud touch. It's a synthetic oud, but it smells super classy, super elegant, and as I said, super unique. 8 to 10 hours longevity, and you just get this thick, woody classiness from this fragrance that you don't get anywhere else. This is a super, truly unique signature for you. If you want to stand out, I don't really think you'll ever smell this on another guy, so check this out if you like oud. If you want a sweeter take on an office fragrance, go for Dior's Eau Sauvage Parfum. A fairly straightforward fragrance that is based around lavender, barbershop, citrus perfumery with a sweeter amber base in here as well. So this is just strong, straightforward, high quality natural perfumery. Medium to loud projection, go 2 sprays in the workplace, but wear this and it'll last you around 12 to 14 hours. It's got fantastic longevity and it just smells gorgeous. So it's a nice choice if you want a modern barbershop scent. This is not the Eau Sauvage from the 60s, this is the 2017 release of the Parfum. You should at least check this out. Norton & Wilson's Bon Viveur. This is fellow YouTuber Mr. Smelly's fragrance that he made with John Steven, who's the same perfumer for Mr. Elegance. And I think this is one of the most underrated office fragrances. This has got me so many compliments. I'm telling you, 4 sprays of this will get you a lot of compliments. It's a fragrance that I overlooked personally because I think this smells better in the air than it does up close. It's sort of a fresh ozonic citrus gin and tonic fragrance mixed with a hint of greenness from the basil, I believe is in here, with a really nice fresh muskiness in here that lasts at least 8 hours. It's beautiful perfume. It's super smooth, multifaceted, and it dries down beautifully to this almost what I like to call freshly pressed iron shirt musks. There's these clean, almost like ironed clothing musks, and it's just beautiful, completely appropriate for the workplace. It's very natural, traditional perfumery that's brought into modern times, sort of like Mr. Elegance, but this is in a completely different ballpark. It's a different sort of fragrance family, but it's a great office scent. Let's say you're a younger guy or just someone who wants a more attractive, let's say sexy office fragrance. You still want something that's inoffensive and doesn't project too loudly, but lasts a long time and has a nice warmth to it to make you smell a little bit more attractive or alluring, let's say. Check out Bond No. 9's Lafayette Street. This to me smells like La Nuit de l'Homme had a baby with Parfum de Marly's Percival. Sexy, fruity, spicy, warm ambroxan perfumery here that is, you know, sexy, but at the same time alluring, long lasting, around 8 to 10 hours, definitely ambroxan based, so you have to like the note of ambroxan, but I think it's a really nice ambroxan scent. It doesn't feel nauseating or overly synthetic, for example. I just think it's a really sexy, fruity, sweet DNA that just works in the office, and I think if you just want to smell attractive, let's say you want to attract the ladies at work for some reason, you can go for this. I think Lafayette Street might be my favorite Bond No. 9 currently. Let's say you want casual, sporty, fresh designer perfumery. Maybe you want your work fragrance to blend well into your gym sessions after work. Go for Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. This was one of the first fragrances I rocked in the corporate world, or my corporate world, and this was a great scent. I think this is just a beautifully blended scent that I got on the hype with because of Jeremy fragrance. It has a sporty, fresh, musky creaminess to it with a hint of mint and mandarin in here. It has a classical tonka bean smooth, creamy effect to this fragrance. So You gotta like really smooth fragrances. I'm not the hugest fan of this fragrance, but I would still give it a 10 out of 10 objectively. I think it's beautifully blended with great versatility and great longevity, around 8 hours. It just sticks on your skin and it just exudes the Chanel elegance, which is, you know, what you're going to be expecting with a Chanel fragrance if you're paying this kind of price tag. So I think it's super safe, super easy to like. You can try this in a store really easily, and this could be your next work signature. Ormonde Jane's Mon Tobacco Intensivo. This is the kind of fragrance for the guy who wants to experience a masterclass in perfumery. You want to wear art on yourself every day at work. This works perfectly. This is basically like Creed's Silver Mountain Water, that appeal of that fragrance amped up by 10, 10x that basically. It has a very similar appeal, I'd say. Calming, relaxing, ozonic perfumery with a nice green tea note, some citruses, some suede, a hint of suede to smooth it out, and a hint of tobacco as well, a clean, fresh tobacco. It's very interesting, unique perfumery. Very long lasting, at least 10 hours. And it's just airy, masculine, handsome, self-assured perfumery is how I'd like to refer this as. So I think Mon Tobacco Intensivo is one of the best fragrances in the industry, just in general actually. When I smell the sample of it, I could just tell this was a 10 out of 10. I gave it that rating before I got this bottle, and I stand by it. I think you can wear this all year round. This is an easy workplace fragrance. It's super calming, relaxing, and elegant. So check this out, a really, really great scent. Roja Parfums Burlington 1819. I paid nearly £300 for this fragrance because I became absolutely obsessed with it after a sample. It is an orange-based citrus-heavy fragrance with a hint of mint, a hint of amber, musks, and a hint of rum in here, being just really fresh, extremely natural, complex, and beautifully blended. One of my favorite summertime fragrances, but I think with a citrus fragrance that has some heaviness in the base to give it longevity, at least 12 hours with a medium projection, that kind of perfumery works in the office space. It's heavy enough, it's not going to disappear off your skin, it smells super elegant. A friend of mine said, she said when she smelled this, it smells like wealth, and she is correct. It smells like money essentially in a bottle. So if you want to smell luxurious, really turn heads with your office fragrance, but not in an annoying way still, this is the fragrance to do it for you. It's beautiful natural perfumery, again, art in a bottle. Finally, Penhaligon Sartorial. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. I'll always keep recommending this. This is lavender barbershop perfumery with a honey twist in here. So it's got a sweeter take. This is a perfect colder weather scent, but I think you can wear it pretty much all year round, apart from the summertime. 8 hours longevity with a soft projection is perfect sort of performance for the workplace. It's basically a barbershop DNA with a lot of character. That's what I love about it. It dries down to this, again, those freshly pressed iron shirt musks. They're super clean, elegant. It makes you feel like a real gentleman, like the bottle presentation suggests. A lot of people who watch your School of Scent have gone on to Sartorial because of my recommendation of it so many times over the years, and they usually always love it. It always ends up being one of their fragrances for life and one of their signatures. So if you haven't already, this is one of the most impressive perfumes from Penhaligon's, and it's one that you should 100% check out. And that concludes this video, guys. I hope you guys have found some interesting contributions from this list. Do you agree or disagree if you've smelled some of these? Are you guys looking forward to Mr. Elegance? I hope you guys will get excited for it. It's going to be an office fragrance truly unlike any other. It's very unique and expensive smelling orris fruit and rose based perfumery for a man. So if you want to stand out in the workplace, it is a fragrance for you, and it's definitely more on the mature side. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our previous video on a similar topic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.